Years ago, I was flying from San Francisco to Boston. I was about 19 years old, and I sat next to a random person. This person looked like they'd done well for themselves, but was fairly casual and certainly didn't have anything to prove. Going throughout our conversation, and he'd asked me, "What do you do for work?" And I had explained at that time I was interning with my family's business and how excited I was to be working for them. He gave me one piece of advice on this flight, and we've stayed in contact, and he's been a tremendous business mentor to me since. But that one piece of advice was, "Theron, if there's one thing I can tell you is please go work for somebody else while you're still in school. Don't do every internship with your family's business." And I thought in my head, why on earth would I grow somebody else's balance sheet when I should be focused on growing my own? Fast forward a couple of months, I'm working at a restaurant, and I start talking to some guy about cars, and he invites me back to his home to check out his car collection. While we're there, he's telling me, "Theron, if there's one piece of advice that I could give you is please don't solely work for your family's company. It's extremely important that you exercise a lot of the stuff that you're learning in school in a much larger company, learn how to troubleshoot different things, and make mistakes on their own dime and not on yours." This was the first time that I vocalized, well, why would I grow somebody else's balance sheet when I should be focusing on growing my own? Fast forward 7 months after I graduate from college, and now I'm beginning to have a conversation with my parents about potentially working for a much larger institution. I wanted the experience, I wanted the challenge, and that was a hard conversation to have. My parents and I both were really riding on the idea that I was taking over this company. Even though that was an extremely hard conversation to have or decision to make, I think that both my parents and myself would agree that one of the best business decisions I ever made was going to work for LPL Financial. During my time at LPL, I can say in the first year I learned more than I did in 4 years of going to college. I just had the opportunity to be able to grow as a professional, be able to work with others, learn about myself, learn about my ability to troubleshoot and collect knowledge to be able to make sound decisions. And that was probably the most valuable time of my entire life. So I know that there are families out there with children that are either in school or that are about to go to college that have family businesses. And my word of advice is please do what my mentors told me and don't wait until they're out of school for them to be going off and experiencing what it's like to work for another company. These aren't easy conversations to have, and I'm more than happy to help facilitate them, whether it's just with mom and dad on, well, what is the benefits of them working for somebody else, but also with the kids. If your child needs to build up their LinkedIn profile or needs to understand how to be able to find an email of a senior executive of a company that they would love to land a job with, or how to construct a more professional email by checking out the annual report of the business so that they understand what the growth strategy is of the company, more than happy to help. So that's my word of advice.